need people like Stephanie in Hartford. People are going to bring stuff back to Norwalk. You know, we have people that served up there, we never heard from them. Never came and called and said, what do you need in Norwalk? Never, ever. But Stephanie is out there knocking on doors, not maybe so much now, but making telephone calls. And when I look at the volunteer bank that she has right here, I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged because I know that there's no substitute for a grassroots campaign. Contact the voters, tell them what you stand for, and they're going to listen. People in this country, for the most part, I believe, are very, very tired of where we are. And yes, we are in some very challenging, difficult times. Who would have thought at the end of last year, as we're celebrating Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever we're celebrating, who would have thought that we'd be in this situation now, where you can't go out without a face covering, where you're afraid if you're a certain age or if you have underlying health conditions. And what is the federal government doing? Virtually nothing. They're taking it so lightly. I saw that Vice President Pence had the first briefing of the coronavirus task force in over 2 months. So he's in charge of the coronavirus task force. They haven't said anything for 2 months. But now all of a sudden they're looking around and saying, well, you know, there's spikes all over Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Arizona, Utah, Wisconsin, all over the place and overseas. But we're not worried. We're still in a better place than we were before. The only way we're going to be in a better place than we were before is to get rid of Trump, elect good Democrats who have good democratic values, who understand that everybody needs to be treated equally and justly. You know, we're having our Norwalk Equity and Justice Task Force that we're starting because we know that in order to get rid of systemic racism, to identify systemic racism, which sometimes is very, very hard to do, we need to have a group of people committed to working on that and dedicated to that proposition that all people are created equal and helping all people. And that's our democratic values. We were a great country. We're going to be another great country, but it's not going to happen until we make some significant changes in the Senate, keep the House, and get rid of the executive office and make a Democrat in the executive office with a good, solid vice president candidate. And we know all what that means. So, you know, I worked with Stephanie the last time she ran. We knocked on doors together. She's got
police knock.
She's got a great. She's got a great.
Look like you're scaring the people, Harry.
She's got a great platform. She knows what she needs to do. She knows where the problems are. She knows how to get things done. She's energetic. She's passionate. She's dedicated, and that's what we need up in Hartford. Somebody like Stephanie. But again, I caution everybody. We know how close she came. We know now that there's somebody else from Westport running. You know, we haven't had a representative in Hartford from this district that lives in Norwalk in many years.
Ever since the redistricting.
So now it's our time. It's our time to bring somebody from Norwalk, send them to Hartford so that they can work on with Senator Duff, with Chris Perrone, with Travis Sims, Stephanie. We want to make sure that, and Lucy Dathan, we want to make sure that we have a strong contingent up there, because you know that Fairfield County and Norwalk, we don't get what we really are entitled to. Look at our ECS funding. Needs to change. So Stephanie's got great ideas. She's organized, passionate, dedicated. So it's time to send her up there so she can work with our delegation to give Norwalk a much stronger voice. A voice that says, hey, we're here. You know, we may be on the Gold Coast, but we have needs. And Hartford, you're not meeting our needs. So let's get moving. Let's send Stephanie up to Hartford. I want to thank everybody for being here, but don't rest. Don't rest until the polls are closed in November. That's when we can stop. Get the vote out and vote for Stephanie.
Thank you.